I'm back. And here we have Mr. Ultimate Ground Pounder. Kings of the South, high performance. Look at that.
Hey, ain't nothing high performance about me, man. But the club was definitely on high performance.
Shouts out to him. The anniversary coming up.
One of the hottest coming up, man. Trust me.
We got a first. He's never had the camera on him, and I was able to get the camera on this cocksucker. So, hey, introduce yourself for the world. Introduce yourself for the world.
Y'all already know this your boy Big Cell FHOHNRC, man. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this. This is not my fault. Trust and believe that now. One of the reasons why I stay in front of the camera is because you guys are not ready for me. But this is what Chris want to push the line. I came over to do a little simple, little speaker grill upgrade. You know what I'm saying? He got me right. You see him got me. All HD, all the time. And now this is what he want to get into. So the shit that's finna go on, whatever, I don't know what he gonna act. But it ain't, I just want y'all to know, in this point, I'm just the messenger. So don't shoot the messenger. Shoot whoever else you're supposed to shoot except the messenger. So
maybe me, because I'm the first to do this shit. All right, hey, introduce yourself.
What up, man? Big Cell FHOHNRC, man. What's happening?
How long have you been in the bike game?
About, what, 4 years at the most? Since I moved to Atlanta.
By way of where? Moving to Atlanta?
California, for sure. From Compton, California, original. OG. But moved to Atlanta. On some trying to get a job type thing, working for Pimp My Ride type thing. That didn't work out. Fell in love with Atlanta, stayed in Atlanta, met my wife, and I'm here. So you figure, I've been in now, I guess about what is Rare Breed? What is 8th anniversary?
Eighth year this
so
year.
I got here right before that. So
okay.
I've been in Atlanta now 8 years.
Okay. So Harley Davidson. No. Even better. Now let's go to the beginning. How many Bluetifuls is it, and which generation of Bluetifu is this particular bike that we're looking at?
Bluetifu 4 is part of the 3G generation. Bluetifu 4 is the 3G. The original Bluetifu was my Charger.
Okay.
Dodge Charger.
Okay.
Lambo doors, monster music, all blue on the inside, the whole 9 yards. You might want to go cut that off.
Okay.
Hold on. Just pause. You can actually pause when you come right back.
All right.
The original Bluetifu 1 was my Dodge Charger, my 2006 Dodge Charger. If you're on my Facebook page, you can scroll back and see it. It was one of the hottest Dodge Chargers ever done. It killed the game from LA to Atlanta and back and forth. And that was Bluetifu 1. Bluetifu 2 was my ultra classic street glide that I actually bought from Punchy in LA. That was my first Harley Davidson. That's what got me started on the Harley Davidson game. And for those that you guys that know, I had never had a choice to be nothing but a ground pounder. I wasn't able to even be considered a fair weather rider. And what I mean by that is, never rode a motorcycle before. Met my wife. She was already on her first or second Harley. And I used to follow her around, her and her little group, follow them around. And she finally convinced me to start riding motorcycles. Major shout out to my boy Selfish from Block Burners, who actually put me on my first Gixxer 1000. And me and him worked out a little something. Then I went from that to my Harley. In between there, I had bought an M109 and told Punchy what I bought, and he talked shit and whatever. Thus, Bluetifu 2 was born. I bought my first Ultra Classic. Cash money, by the way. So, play no games. Been doing this for a while.
Okay.
The good old days, as they say.
Yeah.
So, but this is what I mean by I never even had a choice to be a fair weather rider. I was in Georgia.
Right.
I did not even know who Snowman was. Queen at the time knew who Snowman was. Snowman had taken his first trip to California. And, of course, Snowman being Snowman, towed the bike up. He going to tear it up every chance he get. That's what he does.
That was a purple bike, wasn't it?
No. That was before that. That was his street glide.
The street glide, the gray bike.
The gray glide.
Okay, yeah.
Glide. And he ended up having to leave it there. And at this time, it was ready for him to pick it up and come on back. So, Punchy, believe it or not, now this might sound crazy. I'm from LA, moved to Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta now for a minute, and I get introduced to Snowman through Punchy in LA. Now, how ironic is that? That's crazy. But anyway, He turned me on the Snow. Me and Snow got together. We flew into LA, saw my bike for the first time, paid the rest of it cash, jumped on it, and had no clue of how to ride it. Actually, Punchy had to take it from me, show me how to ride it, because I was still kind of on that sports bike thing, clicking up and down and this and this and that. Punchy showed me how to ride it. Willie brought it back, and I think we got there Wednesday. Thursday, I rode it to get a little practice. The bike, I think my heel toe shifter or something came loose, and the bike had to be tuned, so we took it to the dealership, got it done. Friday morning, man, got up Friday morning, went to the candy shop, me and Snowman prayed, and yonder it was. I jumped on that Harley Davidson, like I said, maybe with less than 50 miles, 60 miles up under my belt, and rode it all the way back home from California to Atlanta. So I never had a chance to do anything else but yonder. So that's why it's so easy for me, maybe. Or maybe that's why I don't know no better. A lot of people say I was crazy. At that time, I didn't have a jacket and boot. I mean, I was still sport biking it, so
okay.
It was what it was.
Okay, that's Beautiful 2. Beautiful 3.
Beautiful 3 is the one you just saw, my blue Road Glide. And what caused that to happen was on Beautiful 2, we were documenting miles in. We weren't documenting where we was going, but I had put maybe on Beautiful 2 in less than a year, I put like 50,000 miles on that bike in less than 1 year, because that's when I did everything motorcycle, via motorcycle. Snow, I rode in the snow, the rain, it didn't matter. I was sprung on Harley Davidson, so I rode everywhere then. But like I said, we wasn't documenting as we're, as well as we are now with the state signs and stuff like that.
Right.
So Beautiful 2 went down. It was time to get that 2011. So then that's when they came out with that. I ended up getting the 2011 Road Glide, which is Beautiful 3. And already from Beautiftill 2, I had learned a lot and, learned what to do, what not to do somewhat. But I didn't really perfect what to do and what not to do until after Beautiful 3. But Beautiful 3 came along, Road Glide. And again, that was another conversation I had with Punchy, telling him I want a new bike, I need a new bike, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, well, you already done a street glide. Why don't you try a Road Glide? And that's how I got into the Road Glide. Okay. I didn't care at the time. I guess I didn't care what it looked like. I just wanted to, be in the, in the forefront of it. So the Road Glide was born. That's how Beautiful 3 was born. Fixed it up, did everything, got into the racing, and did all that. So
right. And then Beautiful 4 is what we have here.
Beautiful 4. After putting 118,000 miles on Beautiful 3, again, shout out to my wife, Mr. Mickey Shealy. She came at me and was like, "Babe, it's time to redo Beautiful 3, or we could just do something new." And the biggest dilemma was, especially after talking to my wife, my friends Chris, and this Snowman was you, Snowman, my wife, my boy Heavy D. The biggest thing was that everybody kept asking me, "Well, Sel, what do you want to do?" Because if I was to redo Beautiful 3, which I'm still doing, stay by. It's gonna be a while, but stand by. It was going to be more of the motor work and, repainting it, and, I was going to spend a nice bit of money on that. And then my wife was like, well, babe, what do you really want to do? Do you want to ride or do you want to look good? Okay. And me personally, if I had a choice between a pretty motorcycle or a rider motorcycle, highway-ready motorcycle, I would take the highway-ready motorcycle any day. So therefore, that's how we come up with Beautiful 4. The plan is to get this one highway ready, keep it ready, and then go back to Beautiful 3. Probably turn it into a Road King or something with all the bells and whistles, like Queen's bike is, and there it is. There.
Okay, so from Beautiful 2 to Beautiful 4, the Atlanta bike scene.
I'm gonna say this, man.
Or the community. Let's not call it a scene. Let's call it a community.
When I first got Beautiful 2. To be honest, I didn't really know anybody on Harley Davidson. I mean, the only person I had knew was Snow. I knew a couple of rare breed cats. Shout out to DK and them. I didn't even really know any Kings. I had met Toby. And a couple of Kings at a photo shoot. But the only thing I knew about Harley Davidson, man, it was like maybe at that time when I had Beautiful 2, I'm almost willing to say it was maybe about 20, 25 Harleys. Now, if it was more than that, which it probably was, I'm just telling you what I thought I saw, what I thought I knew.
Right.
Because I didn't know anything about Harley Davidson. I didn't know anything about the movement. I was just happy to have one, and that's what it was for me. So from then until now, I've personally sold over 200 Harley Davidson without being a salesman. I know for a fact that I've personally negotiated deals, turned people on, go to this dealership, and the deals that went through, and I know for a fact that I personally sold about 200 Harley Davidsons, and I get so many calls on a daily with people telling me, man, thank you for the movement. Because of you, I bought my Harley Davidson. Thank you for the page. Because of you, my wife bought me a Harley Davidson, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's fine and dandy. And whatever it is, man.
Well, hang on. Don't get into the page stuff yet. We still building the foundation so that we can get to the real questions that most of us want to know about Big Sale, FHOHNIC. All right. So I remember maybe 2011, you guys was thinking about a candy shop Atlanta.
Okay. That's what my boy, Sir Charles had got permission from Punchy to open up a candy shop Atlanta. And, man, it was some good times. I mean, I miss Sir Charles.
Right.
If you're watching this, secretly watching this, just know I miss you and I love you, big homie. I don't know where you at, what's going on, but I wish I could come get you and find you and bring you back home, whatever it may be. But at that time, man, it was, I must say, we was just raw and uncut there. Did you even have a Harley then?
Yeah.
You had yours?
Yeah, it was black though.
It was all black?
Yeah, it was all black. So look, so now, there's been a lot of shops to show up to try to imitate the candy shop.
Okay.
You and Sir Charles had the formula to put it together. Was Atlanta really ready for a shop like the candy shop?
I mean, Atlanta is still begging for a candy shop. All bullshit aside, we need a candy shop. But Sir Charles had the blessing. Did he have the formula? No, because the formula for the candy shop is Big Punchy. I mean, if you remove Big Punchy from the candy shop, and this is not taken away from any other people that work there with him, or from Shady or from JT or any of that. But the candy shop, man, is more than just a motorcycle shop, a repair shop, or facility. The candy shop, man, has its own fucking aura, entity, its own genre. It's almost like it is the candy shop, almost like Willy Wonka and
right. Understandable.
So Sir Charles, up and coming mechanic, was doing his thing. It was even in school for it. Between me and him and working on bikes, and Punchy to tell you, he done technically trained me, man, on many hours via phone, video, in person. And I really just play dumb when it comes to a lot of people motorcycles, because a lot of people will, when it comes to working on their motorcycle, they want the cheap price and they want you to work on it, but they're quick to blame you for anything that is possible. And they don't want to do everything that it takes to get it done. That's one thing I like about Punchy and the candy shop and his clients. If you come in there and you having stator problems, Punchy is going to change everything. He's going to change the stator, the rotor, and the battery, because we don't need to be ticky-tacking with just the one thing.
Right.
But the difference is, I think it's the money difference, and I want to say the money difference. I don't know what it is, but out here, we don't have. They're not, let me put it like this. In Atlanta, they're not spending the same revenue that they're spending in LA. So
is it fair to say that? Well, no, it's not fair. This is a true statement. We are chasing LA.
Oh, man,
but that's as far as cars, the lifestyle, everything.
I mean, LA, you gotta understand this, man. Hollywood,
right?
Land of the free, home of the brave, whatever you want to call it, the world. But LA just always had that swag. Me being from Compton, California, me being from LA, going to school back and forth. Me and Punchy. I mean, I can remember when Punchy had a Suzuki Sidekick. Yeah. My big partner was in a Suzuki Sidekick. Yeah, it was a two-seater. The whole back seat was out. And he had 215s, 212s in the back, man. Me and him together, that motherfucker used to look like two M&Ms in a pack. You feel what I'm saying?
Goddamn, man.
And a full pack M&Ms would be me and my big partner. But, I mean, LA has always been trend-setting. It's just where it come from. Don't get me wrong. Every culture, every city, every state has its own style. But Atlanta right now, the HDC is chasing LA. and then you got people that's chasing Atlanta and so forth. And eventually it'll level out. But I think LA will always have that edge.
Okay.